Здравствуйте, меня зовут Мухаммед Саад. Добро пожаловать на урок русского языка. Hello and welcome to our Russian class. My name is Mohammed Saad and I am your Russian instructor. Well, we are continuing the study of Russian alphabet, but before we start looking to the second group of Russian alphabet, let's make sure that you remember very well what we have learned the last lesson. Well, we looked at the first letter group of Russian alphabet, the one which is composed of the Latin letter which is familiar to you from the English alphabet. A, Y, K, M, O, T. Let's do that one more time. A, Y, K, M, O, T. And we learn with you our first four words in Russian. Mama, kot, cacao, komiet. Here they are. Mama, kot, cacao, komiet. Please go ahead and read them without my help. Mama, kot, cacao, komiet. And we also need to take a look at a few pictures and I want you to identify what you see in Russian. So, how do we call this lady? Mama. Mama. And this nice little animal? Kot. Kot. And this drink that both Russian and American enjoy is cacao. Cacao. Хорошо. Very good. Очень хорошо. And I hope that everybody remember how to write these letters. That very quickly, let's go over this one more time. Well, we should begin with letter A. The capital and then the lowercase. Letter M, the capital, and the lowercase. Y, and this is the lowercase. Now letter K. This is very nice. And the lowercase like this. Letter O, just like English letter O. And lowercase, just a small version of that. And finally letter T. Start with the first element, the second, the third. Then we need to ground it all with this crown. And the lowercase is just like this. Now, what the word that any Russian child says? Mama. And so many of us have this nice little animal. Kot. And in winter we love to drink cacao. and the word that composed of all 6 letters that we have learned with you today. Come, كميت, كمت. Mama, кот, какао, كميت. Хорошо, very good. And now we are ready to take a look at the second letter group of Russian alphabet. And as this appears in your screen, you will notice that it's composed to some character you maybe know from the English alphabet. But be careful today. This character do not represent the same sound as the English alphabet do. It gives us another sound. Let's look at this and remember, we do that with Russian way, Russian alphabet. S, R, E, N, V, P. Let's do that one more time. S, S, R, R, E, E, N, N, V, В, П. П. Очень хорошо. And of course I'm going to comment on them individually. So let's start with letter R. R. It is not English letter P. It is R. Yes, Russian people roar their R. 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 You know, you need to be more hungry to come up with very good intonation of that letter. R. R. And this one maybe looks like the English C, but it is a Russian letter S. S. It always gives us sound of S. 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 One more time. S. Let's look at this. Well, it is not a backward N. It is Russian letter E. E. It always gives us sound of E. E. So, S, R, E. Well, this 3 letter will enlarge our vocabulary. So, our first new word today is metro. 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 In English, metro or subway. That is the best, the fastest transportation in any big Russian city. Metro. Metro. Let's do it one more time. Metro. 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 And our next word is theater. Theater. A theater. But the Russian word theater means drama theater, opera and ballet, not a movie theater. We have a different word for that. So, theater. Theater. It represents drama theater, opera and ballet. And if you would like to see a good drama or a gorgeous opera, you need to go to theater. Theater. Well, our next word is taxi. Taxi. A taxi. Taxi. That how the Russian pronounce this kind of transportation. Taxi. Taxi. And if you're in a hurry and you need to get theater, catch a taxi. Taxi. So let's take a look at those words all in one page. Metro, theater, taxi. Metro, theater, taxi. and I hope that everybody is repeating this word after me. Okay? Metro, theater, taxi. Now check your knowledge. We'll take a look at a few pictures and I want you to identify everything that you see in Russian. So, what is this? Metro. Metro. So let's take a look at this picture. Theater. Theater. And finally, how do we call this kind of public transportation? A taxi. Taxi. We are doing very, very well. So let's take a look at how we work with these letters on cursive format. Now we shall begin with letter R. We do like this. That's it. R. Let's do it one more time. R. We're doing this element and then this nice little hug. R. And the lowercase just like that. One more time. R. Now let's look at the letter S. Just like the English letter C. But be careful, this letter always gives us sound of S, S, just like S in English. Let's do it one more time. S. And the lowercase is just small version of that. S. S. And finally the letter E. This isn't difficult, isn't it? Let's do it one more time. Again. E. The lowercase is just a small version of that. One more time. E. R. S. E. Now let's try to write a few words with these letters. The first one that we learned today was metro. Me. Let's connect it with letter E. Met. Ro. That's it. Metro. Let's do it one more time, a little bit faster. Metro. Metro. And then we learn about theater. Theater. Let's do it one more time. Theater. Very easy, isn't it? And if we are in a hurry, we always had to catch a taxi. Let's connect it with letter E. Taxi. Let's do it one more time. Taxi. Taxi. One more time. Taxi. Taxi. Metro. Theater. Taxi. Now let's take a look at 3 more letters. Only 3 more letters from the same alphabet group. Well, this is the Russian letter N. N. Please don't get confused with English alphabet. It is not H. Just try to go with Russian way, Russian alphabet. N. N. It always gives a sound of N. 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 And this letter that's maybe it looks like English letter B. In matter of fact, it is Russian letter V. 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 Just try pronounce it with me. V. It always gives a sound of V. V. And this letter that's maybe familiar to you from mathematics classes looks like the Greek pi sign. In fact, it is a Russian letter P. P. It always gives a sound of P. P. Just try with me. P. P. And of course, we're going to look at this letter within word. So let's continue the study of this. Kino. Kino. A movie. Kino. It is a Russian word for a movie. And if you would like to see a good kino, go to kinotheater. Kinotheater, which means literally movie theater or a cinema. And when you are hungry and you need to have a very good meal, you go to restaurant. 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 Please say it with me. Restaurant. So, kino, kinotheater, restaurant. So let's look at this word on one page. Please read this word in your classroom. Kino, kinotheater, restaurant. Again, we will take a look at a few pictures and you already know the drill. You identify everything you see in Russian. So, what is this? Kinotheater. Kinotheater. And what do you see in this picture? Restaurant. Restaurant. And of course, it is time for us to practice with cursive format. Now we are beginning with letter N. That's what we do. That's it. Let's do it one more time. We start here, going down, that's it. This is the capital letter N. Let's do it one more time. N. And the lowercase is just a small version of that. N. 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 Now let's look at the letter V. We start with little element. V. V. One more time. V. Well, I want you to remember that this is the Russian letter V. This is not B anymore. We're talking about Russian language. So you need to be focused. You need to remember that that is the Russian letter V. It always gives a sound of V. And the lowercase is just a small version of that. Just look at that. It's really nice. Yes. We do it really nicely. V. Start here. Let me do it one more time again. Yep, that's it. Now let's look at the letter P. We're doing like this. Start with the first element, then the second, and we need to crown it with this little crown. Again, P, P. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, and we need to crown it. P, P, P. And now watch me closely as I do the lowercase. Like this. One more time. P. P. If you have noticed this nice little sign, nice little tail to connect it with the next letter, that the lowercase of letter P, we need to keep it separate with the English alphabet. We're working right now on letter P. And don't get confused with English alphabet and Russian alphabet. Just keep it separate. Now let's write some word with these letters. Do you know the word for movie in Russian? Kino. Let's connect it with letter E. Ki. No. Kino. Kino. Let's do it one more time. Ka. Connected with letter E. Letter N. And finally connected with letter O. Kino. Kino. And if we would like to see a good kino, we need to go to kinotheater. Ki. No. Tia. Ter. Kinotheater. Kinotheater. It's a little bit longer. Let's do it one more time. Tia. Kinotheater. Kinotheater. Kino. Kinotheater. And when we are hungry and we would like to have a very good meal, we go to a restaurant. A restaurant. Run. Restaurant. Let's do it one more time. Beginning with letter R, connected with letter Y, res, S. To, Ресторан. Ресторан. Very good, very good. Our vocabulary is growing up, and that's очень хорошо, very good. But let's continue studying of Russia. Of course, you know that Moscow is a capital of Russia, but do the Russian people call it a Moscow? No, they don't. They call it Moskva. 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 One more time. Moskva. Well, what a beautiful word. That's how Russians call their capital, Moskva. Well, we shall begin with the name of the Russian capital. Moskva. 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 Let's do it one more time. Moskva. And the Russian people are big lover of sport. Connected with letter R, then we end with T. Sport. Sport. Let's do it one more time. Let's do it a little bit faster. As much as you practice with writing this letter, it will be very easy to you to just write it very, very fast. And stop. Let's work on this word. Stop. Stop. Please stop. Let's do it one more time. It's really easy to write.